the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat, don't roll, tip the boat over, rock the boat. Guten Tag, mes amis, c'est moi, Dieter, wie geht's? I'll do a free commercial for Akubra hats because I love them so much. Taking cocoa out 3 times this morning, it's been raining pretty heavy. And look at that. You'll say, Dieter, you're lying, your hair's wet. Yeah, but Dieter got out of the shower, so that's why his hair's still wet. But these Akubra hats, you don't need an umbrella. They're waterproof. And this one here is about, I've had this one a long time. I think 12 years. These are such good hats. I first got when I was a young man in Vancouver. I was 22 when I lived there. And went to a nightclub where you had to check your coat and hat. And guess what? Yeah, I came back and my hat was gone. So the only time I lost an Akubra, it was stolen. Yeah. Anyway, free guitar lesson number 7 is going to be nylon string guitar. And I want to show you this. I talked about this book before again. The Aaron Shearer Guitar Note Speller. Take note of that name. A fine young American. Well, he's been deceased for a while, just a few years ago, I think. Originally born in Washington State. Lived for a long time in Washington, D.C. And he's responsible for Dieter being able to read music and play to Dieter's mediocre level. That's not Aaron Shearer's fault. That's Dieter's fault for not having enough talent and not practicing enough. So I can't say these books are good. I can only say they're great. And you can find them. You can Google the Aaron Shearer Foundation. Every single one of his books, I think he's got 5 or 6. Best scale studies books I've ever seen. Great book on theory, slurs, reach, developmental or exercises. The Guitar Note Speller. I went through it twice with a pencil. It's like a workbook, and you can teach yourself how to read music, which is important, I think. I'm not a big fan of tabs. Tabs are good for some things, right? I try to keep an open mind with things related, especially to guitar. So I'm going to do this. Is one of my favorite. I just love the way this sounds, and it's one of my favorite exercises when I get back into playing. It's called Study in Sixths by Fernando Sor, who apparently didn't use nails and was a virtuoso guitar player in his day. He's also one of my favorite composers. So this is how it sounds on the classical guitar. And I will try to keep my thumb where it should be. Okay, my thumb was moving around a bit. Part of that is a habit because I play a lot of strumming stuff, but it should have been here most of the time. But the reason I showed you that was to show you that hand placement is important, and you only move your fingers when you have to. So, that's the rule. Hold it down. And when you have to move as quickly and as silently as possible. This is what I was doing with my, I'll show you what I was doing with my right hand here. If you can see that. It's P-I-M-A, so I'm using M and A only in this. So you notice, I love the armrest. They're worth their weight in gold. You notice my see, guitar's hard enough without making it harder for yourself. So as little movement as possible. Hand positioning and finger strength is extremely important. Now I'm going to play this on a steel string guitar just to see the differences and the difficulties. So that's a classical guitar. That's my nice Yamaha that I scraped, by the way. And this is my 1 11/16. The Yamaha has a 2-inch. When I say 1 11/16, that's the width here at the nut. So the Yamaha there is 2 inches. This is 1 11/16. I don't know the thing in millimeters. I think the 2-inch is 44. So this would be 36 or something. Anyway, so this is the same piece. So not impossible to play on a steel string guitar, but very different sounding. I had more difficulty down here because the strings are closer together, and this neck is so small, widthwise compared to the classical. I had a real hard time not letting my thumb creep up here. So sometimes listen, there are different techniques. Sometimes I say, if you ask me in all honesty, I would think that a really well-accomplished classical player is technically, better than a good, accomplished steel string player. That's not to diss or, poo-poo on the steel string player. They're different things. They really are different things, but they are both guitars. To be fair, maybe a really good classical player couldn't play a really good, maybe they couldn't play Oklahoma Borderline like the way Vince Gill does, but Vince Gill probably can't play whatever complicated classical piece may be. There's no wrong or right here. You're comparing like the tastiest, juiciest orange, if I'm comparing that to a classical musician, with the best Granny Smith apple that I've ever had. And and honestly, depending on my mood, can I say one is better than the other? Absolutely not. So anyway, I hope this one helps. Is you find it a little interesting. And is that guitar lesson number 7? I think, right? I don't know. Dieter's losing it, but he did put on a clean shirt. So, Wiedersehen. Till next time. Have a good day.